Am I the a-hole for blocking and silently moving on from my cheating fiance? I 31F dated my ex-fiance Jose 33M for 5 years, and we had been engaged for about 6 real months. We had a really good relationship. I thought he and I were going to end up being together for the rest of our lives and build a family. To make a long story short, I found out he had been cheating on me with a coworker for about 9 months, before the engagement. At first, I was beyond mad, and my first impulse was to find ways to literally ruin his and her life. But honestly, after about 16 hours of thinking and crying about it, he was on a work trip. I figured anything I did would be a waste of time, and since my goal was to start a family, I felt like I didn't really have any more time to waste on someone who obviously isn't going to be in my life in the long term or short term. So I just let go. I packed all my things, asked my dad to help me move them back into the family home so I could get situated, and literally just started moving forward with my life. I just let him have anything that was ours. Something about those items seemed foreign to me now, and I didn't really want to associate with it. I left the ring at the house. By about halfway through the second day, while I was moving my stuff, he started to really push the envelope on getting me on the phone, but I just continued to dodge. I had to undo some things. There were no joint bank accounts, but some other accounts or things that we shared that I had to untangle, but our lives were pretty separate. By the third day, still without saying anything to him, I blocked him and asked my parents not to discuss anything with him. They, of course, knew what had happened. I told them they were more than welcome to maintain a relationship with him if they chose. My dad loved him, but I asked them not to discuss or talk about me at all. After his week-long business trip, he showed up at the house, but I told my dad I had nothing to say to him and to please get him to go away. Now, it's been about 2 weeks, and he hasn't been back since, so I've still not talked to him, still blocked. I feel like I've really made an effort to move on with my life. I'm touring nearby apartments and hope to have my own lease signed by the end of the month. I really just felt like there wasn't anything to talk about, and I didn't feel like I owed someone who would do something like that to me anything, even a conversation. This morning, while discussing my plans, etc., my parents basically sat me down and asked me to talk over everything with him. They figure I will regret it in the future, that mistakes happen, that without his confessions, I can't be 100% sure that he cheated, etc. I told them that I didn't really want to waste any more time on the situation, and that, while I was being selfish, I didn't think hearing his side would help me in healing in any way. My mom and I got into a pretty heated argument. Eventually, she told me she raised a more compassionate and caring daughter than that. Why do I owe a cheater anything? Am I the a-hole?
Here are the top comments.
Not the a-hole, and I'm a suspicious bastard, so I'm fairly certain at least one of your parents is in contact with him and he's spinning them some BS story.
I have a simple response for situations like this. They're very eager for you to forgive a cheater. Are they projecting? It certainly raises questions about their morals.